You've reached Call in Mockery.
I'm on their podcast right now. I didn't know I was calling on their podcast.
Welcome everybody to the show. Whether your name is Jeff, John, or Beth, I need to do something really quick and open up my liquid death. Call it Mockery. Welcome to Call It Mockery. This is the show where you call me Mock. Oh, did we get any calls this week?
I think what had happened was that because of what was happening up in Canada, some of the lines didn't come through. So
Well, our phone turned orange.
yeah. So, and I think because of the guy and he has the boxes in his toilet.
You know what's crazy? Everyone's
Elvis.
like, hey, what's that down there? Hey, oh. Everyone said, our city, smog's in our city, smog's in our city. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, daddy, you know, if smog was in my town, sorry, Smaug.
Yes.
I would not be complaining very much. A big dragon man that sounds like one Mr. Cumberbatch.
But he actually doesn't.
I'm Smaug.
And it's at that point you say, why'd you get him then?
Mm-hmm. I say that about everything.
Yeah.
I say whether it sounds like them, I go, well, I don't want them to sound like them.
Yeah.
And then they don't sound like them, and I go, then why didn't you get someone that can do it good? And you know what the most BS thing about this is?
Tell.
Smaug literally owns a mountain filled with gold. Okay? And he's still the fifth most rich person in the world. If you're telling me a mountain filled with gold, if the dragon that owns that is the fifth richest person in the world, there's four more people before him. That's what's wrong with our country.
Yeah, well,
let's count them off. The duck.
Tom Bombadil.
Tom Bombadil with a bullet is number one.
Number one.
Then the duck.
Yeah.
So Tom Bombadil, the duck.
Then Tom Bin, the maker of my new wallet that I got, a minimalist sort of wallet, hand sewn here in the United States of America. Tom Bin charges way too much for products, so he's got to be up there.
Is that the kind where they say your old wallet looks like this, and then they say, but your new wallet will look like this, and then when you get it, you go, well, yeah, because I can only fit 2 cards in here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I was like, well, yeah, I guess my back doesn't hurt when I drive now, but
because it's not made of a whole cow's ass.
But I also don't have any of the stuff I need.
Yep.
I don't have my punch card. I don't have my driver's license. I can't even fit my business cards in there. Only my UK size business cards, which I don't have because I'm not in the UK. And it's like, Tom Bin, you're an American company. You build your wallets and your bags here, yet you can only fit UK business cards in your wallet.
Hey, dude. Hey, dude.
Yeah.
UK?
No, because I don't have the most comfortable shoes known to man. Hey Dudes.
Go to aheydude.com and use our offer code apagoda.com and you will get the best pair of like beach guy shoes.
Yeah, well, they're for dudes.
Can you fit this in your wallet? It's my Lego VIP card.
Why do you have that?
If you're not watching the stream, you are not going to cream.
Okay, this actually makes me so mad. Why do you have that?
Well, because I'm a VIP. And you know what the I is on here? As a unicorn. Because I'm unique. because I have my Lego. You know why I have it? Most importantly, because my wallet fits more than 2 cards. I've got a library card for a library I never go to. I've got a library card for a different. Wait.
Oh,
sorry, that's for my
Mr.
sandwiches.
Guy with the
Well, I
St.
typically
Louis Bread Company.
I
card.
usually have 2 library cards in my wallet at all times.
Yeah, me too. That's why my wallet was so fat. Also, the enormous amounts of cash that I have.
Yes, loose cash.
Yeah. So now I have just, you can fit, if you fold it up, if you fold up a dollar bill in 3, like a trifold, you can fit it in this front pouch, but otherwise you can't fit cash in here either. So I'm pretty happy with the purchase though. And it does make me feel like a little kid who has their first wallet. When you go up to the counter, you're like, yeah, actually just 1 second. I can't be trusted with like a leather wallet. Mine Velcros. Mine has a little elastic band that keeps it together.
I like mine because it's also not leather, and I do this.
Yeah.
You like that? You can just flip it open, or someone's like, you can just tap your credit card to pay for that. So I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, speaking of cash.
Hey, wait. I did that with my old wallet.
Well, I fold some prison. What?
Oh, you want to talk about Johnny?
You did this?
Just as a joke, we were in line at.
That's funny. What a great joke.
Well,
You guys ever do this as a joke? You're in line.
yeah. We were in line
Rob Schneider.
Fox Nation. We were in line, and I pulled it out like I was an FBI agent, and I flipped it open. But my other wallet also has a front pouch where I've just been stuffing business cards from people for like the last 6 years, and they just all went flying on the floor, and I felt like a huge yes.
You thought you were kind of like Scolder and Moldy.
I was trying to be like Scolder and Moldy, but in fact, that's actually happening in real life now. So who's number 4 and 5 richest?
Number 4. Well, okay. This one's controversial, but it's of someone that has a 5 head.
No.
Just in general.
No.
There's some people, most people have 4 heads, but you come across a guy and you're like, look at you with your looking ass, right? Look at you with your looking ass. That head so big called a 5 head.
Yeah.
That's who's number 4 richest person.
Wow.
Okay?
Frankly, better than 4 eyes.
Yeah. And then, of course, number 5 is Frank Lee.
Yeah. Stanley's wife stole all of his money. Stole all of his money.
Yeah. Now look at him.
Yeah. So, what'd you say? You wanted to talk about something specific?
I feel bad about something, and I want to do, this is because I think Reddit is for plebs.
Should we play the sad music while you're doing it?
Is there any way to turn that down?
Nope. It's just the one volume.
So I went to a concert this weekend.
All right, go on.
And they email you before the show. This is a cashless venue.
Nice.
Okay? Don't bring your cash.
Be singing the Folsom Prison.
This is a cashless venue. I think I have COVID brain.
I got a
You're being
good.
No, what is it when you're not allowed to go somewhere but you should be?
Authority fascism.
That's fascism. Okay, so I go to this show, right? Cashless.
Mm-hmm.
The tickets are on your phone. They say you're not going to be able to pay for cash for merch. You're not going to be able to use cash to buy drinks or food or popcorn, which is its own category. You're not going to be able to use cash anywhere here, okay?
Okay.
You pay for parking on Ticketmaster or Spot Hero. You pay for parking on an app. No cash.
No cash.
So I don't have the cash. And then as I'm leaving, I go to the parking lot after the show. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Spin Doctors are done playing. So I head to my car And then I get in my car and he says, thank you. This is perfect timing. He said, you head to the right and head out. And he goes, hey, how about a tip for your old parking lot attendant?
He said that?
Yeah. And I said, first of all, I was like, that's pretty bold.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't have any cash. It's a cashless venue.
Yeah.
And he went, all right, head to the right and head out that way. And then can I add something to the story? Is that okay? He told me to go the wrong way. I went right and I was waiting to exit behind a car that was parked.
It's because you didn't tip. It's like Rat Race.
I know. That's what I was like. I think he tricked us because I got in line behind a car and I was like, oh, they're not going anywhere.
Oh, my.
I was just sitting behind a car. So then I had to go left. Mm-hmm. He told me to go the wrong way. But the whole thing was cashless. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
AMA. Am I the A? Am I? AMA is at. I'm going to ask you anything.
Yeah.
Am I the A?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a 20, but that seemed like.
No, that's way too.
Thank you.
They're getting paid.
Yeah.
It's not like a restaurant where we only make $3 an hour.
And
also, that's not true anymore.
no, it's not.
I'm done tipping. Nah, I'm kidding, of course.
I'm not, but I also don't know what to do because, especially a lot of places that we went, even this weekend, it was, they say sit anywhere. And then you do use the QR code and you buy everything on your phone.
Right. And
they just have someone come throw it on your table.
Right.
And then they're like, do you want drinks are over there? Or they say, go up to the bar if you want anything else.
Right.
So I'm like,
yeah,
okay, so what am I tipping for?
Yeah.
Are they getting paid the amount of a server? Is this a place that in what Landon keeps calling the before times used to have table service?
Right.
I'm used to bottle service, so I almost said that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, crap, no. But it's like, no one's doing anything.
Have you gone through a drive-through at like a coffee shop drive-through recently?
Oh, yeah.
And you pay for it with your card? Mm-hmm. And they've done this now. They started doing this. They never used to do this, but now they'll say, would you like to leave a tip? And then you have to say yes.
Yeah.
I ordered an Americano. Ooh. I know that's easy.
Yeah.
You're not working hard back there doing it. And I know you're getting paid, right?
Yes.
These
coffee shops, while it is nice to be tipped, and I do enjoy being tipped when I was a barista,
of course,
I know that we're not getting paid $4 an hour.
Right.
So if I had to ask someone, if I said, would you like to leave a tip to someone, I would feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. And probably they do, but it's also like...
But then you find out, like, oh, if you ask, people have to say yes. Because what am I going to say? Like,
right. No.
I was going to put 25 cents on there. Can you do that? Yeah, I'll leave you 25 cents. You have to be like $1. Because when you, no. Well, no, thanks.
What I do is $1 per drink. Mm-hmm. Now that's what I say. So if I'm in a car full of 16 of my closest friends, suddenly I've got a huge tip on my hands.
Yeah.
And
for once.
Yeah. So, but that's when you should tip if you're ordering a bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's like, but I feel bad because
anymore.
And I'm a famously great tipper.
I know. I usually think WWLD when I am leaving tips. And I go, what would Landon do here? And then the woman with which I live with, she used to work at a restaurant. So I'll look at her. I'm like, what do I do? And she's like, they're not doing anything. I'm like, you sound like an A.
Yeah.
So then I leave $10.
AYTA.
Oh, that's what it is. Hey guys, I'm Ed Sheeran. Ask me anything except about that incident. Because all songs sound the same. I'm stupid. All I did was show them that every song sounds the same and they let me go.
They took the handcuffs off right then and they let me go.
I went from a B to a G and they took me handcuffs off and they let me go. Right over London Bridge. And I said, it's falling down, it's falling down. And they said, that's plagiarism. And I said, so is robots these days. And now we've got to deal with that. Oh, I remember yesterday.
I remember yesterday. I love that Ed Sheeran
So
song.
I'm just having a lot of troubles
Yeah,
with
that's
money these days.
Yeah, money troubles. Can't live with it, can't live without it. So yeah, money doesn't rule the world, but if you have some, you do.
That's what I don't get. People say, hey, money doesn't rule the world. And then I'm thinking to myself, but if you have some, you do. So,
Well, it all comes down to the fake news media.
true.
So did you have a good show at time with the Spinners?
Yeah, they played all the hits. They played the one.
Yeah. Jesse's Girl.
Do you remember when that came out?
Jesse's Girl?
Yeah. It was so like I was at the sock hop and then we went to the soda fountain afterwards and I was like, 2 straws for me and the gal here.
Yeah.
And then she was like, you're supposed to use the other straw.
Yeah.
So I remember
That's
that.
crazy.
And that's kind of why these shows are 30 minutes now.
Yeah.
What's on your plate?
Did you have, well, nothing anymore. I finish everything. That's the trouble, isn't it? No, did you have any more experiences on your baby's day out?
Gosh, did I have any more experiences on my baby's day out? I saw a house that looked like the Home Alone house. So that was exciting. Because I said, that's the Home Alone house. But it wasn't.
Okay.
So that happened. Gosh. What about you? Did you have any experiences while I was out of town?
No.
Yeah, so I did that.
I did think of a funny, speaking of fake news media, something funny that came up that happened in high school. Is this what we do? Can we just do this now? What are you drinking? What flavor is that?
This is it's a liquid death.
Yeah.
It's a mint green tea Spindrift. So it's black tea and mint.
That sounds really
It says less It says, because I was like, oh, this is caffeinated. I usually get coffee when we do these and I feel insane. This says, and I was like, this one's caffeinated. It says less caffeine than 2 ounces of coffee. That sounds like, I don't think there's any caffeine in here.
Yeah, 2 ounces. That's like what, 2 thimbles worth?
Less caffeine than 2 ounces of coffee. God. You still tip $1 for that though, right?
Oh, yeah. I tip at Target.
But then I got coffee this morning. They poured it for me. I left my tip. And I leave and I'm sipping it. It's lukewarm at best. It's been in the little carafe for God knows how long.
Yeah.
And I said,
Carafe.
I tipped you for this. It was
It's pronounced carafe.
the Jeffrey, the carafe from Toys R Us. I went to, I was near a Macy's recently.
And they're near a Macy's?
Yeah. William H.
Yeah.
And it said on
Heard
the sign.
about your wife.
You think he gets that a lot? Sounds like him in the mirror. Heard about your wife. There was a sign outside that said, open now, Toys R Us at Macy's.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah. So I run in. I go in. I'm trying to find it. And there's a sign that says downstairs. And I went, oh yeah. I go down there. There's Jeffrey. He's on a bench that you can sit next to him. And there's the smallest section of shit toys I've ever seen. And I went, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not a Toys R Us.
No, I know. I've seen one of those out in the wild too, and I was very excited to see my old friend Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone I'm down here.
In the kids department.
No,
All right.
no one goes.
Come on. Come on, Jeffrey.
That's not you. Look, you've been indicted.
It's not the only thing I've been.
No.
Come on. What does that even mean?
You tried these sleep number mattresses down here. No one comes down. No one goes to the basement of Macy's. You just work here now. Yeah, the kid thing wasn't anything.
No. I just work here.
Jeffrey?
Yeah. I love you.
Hey, is it crazy that this is the last episode of Calling Mockery ever?
Nope. Makes perfect sense. No, we were talking about in high school, I was in a journalism class, okay? And I
follow you.
we had to write an article about something. So it was like an interview piece. We had to do that. So I wrote it about my friend who was on the football team and about his relationship with his dad and how they both connect via football. Now, I never talked to him about it. I never interviewed him. I never interviewed his dad. All of it was completely fabricated. And but it was just for a class.
Yeah.
It was like, who cares?
Did you use their name, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So smash cut to a few weeks later, and the journalism people say, hey, could we publish that? We need a story for the paper, the school paper. And that one was good, and it works well we need something about sports. So that would be kind of cool. And I was like, yeah. And I think I told my friend that it was happening. And just to let him know there was going to be a full-page story about him and his dad. And that I lied about everything. And he thought it was funny.
You could have asked him before you said yes.
No.
Because it was for a journalism class. You could have said, like, I don't have any problem with that, but I should check with my friend to see if it's okay.
Yeah.
If this is published. They wouldn't think that's strange.
Yeah. I guess it was I just wanted to see my name on that byline.
No matter what.
Like Peter Porker.
So when someone like, Bruce Bruce Banner is famously not a liar. So that's not who I'm thinking of.
Bruce.
Let's see here. Who's on the news that lies a lot? Can't cook the tuck.
Yeah. Well, he's not on the news anymore.
Who lies a lot? Who's on The View?
You can't know.
I'm just saying you know who people. Who's Allison Williams' dad name?
Brian
Williams.
Bruce.
So you thought he was. So you are like, yeah, I get that he would say he was in a helicopter.
Yeah, it was like that guy from the league who said he was in the towers.
Yeah, Bruce.
No, it's just one of those funny things. That
And you forgot about this.
Yeah, it just popped in my head.
This, yeah.
I was like, yeah, that was funny.
But school paper, I mean, I was interviewed for the school paper. This is not to brag.
No, I mean, it's all fake. One of our friends who doesn't know anything about movies had a review column of movies.
Yeah.
Inexplicably.
Yeah. I don't understand
And
school.
we were famous in school for being the movie guys.
Yeah.
No one approached us about anything.
No one asked us. We were the movie guys. They asked us to make commercials for stuff. Okay?
Yeah.
Now anyone can do that.
Now anyone can.
Anyone has a TikTok.
Well, now anyone just is like, oh, yeah, I'm in a commercial, and actually it's really cool, and basically I'm in Hollywood now. You're like, well, no. I made commercials when I was a kid.
Yeah.
In fact, everything I've done that's cool, I did as a kid. And now that I'm adult, nothing that I do is that cool because I already did all the cool stuff.
If someone said, have you ever been in a world-class nuts and snacks commercial? Yeah, in high school.
Yeah, in high school.
What have I done since then? Nilch, nada, Nicki. You know?
Yeah.
And I've not done Nicki Minaj. That is not what I was saying. Please do not publish that in the paper. Oh my God. Did I have to live up to that? I don't have that kind of stamina. Oh my God, I have to live up to that. People think I done Nicki Minaj. My God.
No.
It's been a long day.
What'd you watch?
I watched Fast and Furious 7. And I got a little misty-eyed at the end. Doesn't it make you go, God, I feel bad for this guy? It makes you go, I can't believe they made this. I can't believe this guy's dead.
Could you tell when it wasn't him?
Oh, yeah. It was crazy. And then there's a scene where I said, I don't know why this is happening, but the whole thing is weird. Where he's on the phone. I don't know if you remember. He's Brian O'Connor is on the phone with his beloved Mia.
Yes.
And she's like, I'm going to have another baby. And he's like, that's great. But the whole thing was just weirdly in the movie. And I was like, what? Why are they doing this? They stopped down everything to have this scene. And I looked it up and I was like, this was deleted from a different movie. And so they kind of like re-edited it and put it in
just
there.
to have more of him,
I guess. And to explain why he wants out at the end somehow.
Yeah.
Like that he hears that he's having another kid. But there are certainly when he looks over at him at one point and he's like, smiles at him and his face is like off his body.
It's not perfect.
Other than that, and then at the end where you remember me who just watched all of them in a 2-day span. But then I go, I do remember when I was a kid and I saw him in a movie. And you're like, and he drives away. Outside of that, the movie's crazy.
Yeah.
It's nuts. They drive the car out of the building into the other.
And not just once. That's what's...
He can't slow down, and you know because they established there's 3 of them. They're smart. They're the smartest filmmakers I've ever seen. They established that there's 3 buildings. You're not going to just jump into one.
No. Well, but before that, though, too,
But
Vin Diesel literally lifts a car and holds it for like 30 minutes.
And he's like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I got this.
Brian, hurry up. And he can't do whatever I don't know what he's trying to do under there.
There's like a chip in there he's got to get.
And it's just, there's no reason for any of that, really. They could have just, we have to steal the car.
Yeah, because then they do.
Yeah. but
it's
just
out of it's
just
almost
fun. He's just like,
it's almost assumed that
he can just lift it.
Okay, when we get in there, I'll lift the car up and you get under for 2 minutes.
And he just holds it, not even really straining.
No. And then he's like, he goes, Brian. As if every vein in your body's not exploding from lifting a car up.
It's awesome.
I'm excited for the next ones.
My favorite part is a Brian moment when he's in the big bus and it's going over the cliff and he does Uncharted on it and he like climbs up it and then he runs and jumps onto out of nowhere.
This is all of these movies. Someone know it's like in
Everyone-
reality you would not know what's going on with him.
But everyone knows where everyone else is.
But she like fishtails her car, so then he grabs onto the spoiler on the back, and it like flings him.
flings him to safety. And he's in Vans. Like he's wearing a sweatshirt and skateboard shoes. Like how did he run up the side of a bus?
And then instead of
Like it's nothing.
I like a car will kind of do this to me on the highway and my heart rate goes up to 200 miles an hour. Because then she's like, you okay?
They never even talk about it again. It's like,
She's almost annoyed that he's laying on the ground after that. She's like, you good? And he goes, yeah.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't go, that was crazy.
That was crazy, huh? It's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm having fun.
Yeah. Well, I saw a little movie that's taking everyone by storm just last night.
Drive my car.
No, I accidentally did go across the Spider-Verse.
Ooh, accidentally.
Well,
accidentally.
No, I meant to, and I've been meaning to see it.
Yeah.
And hey, it's great. Is it as good as the first one? Probably not. But it's one of those where it's like as good, probably, you know. But the first one was so you just weren't expecting how good it was going to be.
Yeah.
So you're like, whoa, that's what it was? The whole time it was going to be that good? You can't even fathom. And so this one you kind of, and also everyone online has been acting like they've never seen a movie before.
Yeah.
So like this is, and it's great. And yes, it's artistic and the artistry is phenomenal and it's bombastic and bombable and Tom Bombadil.
Give it up for Tom Bombadil.
But it is also, because remember when they first announced it was part one?
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a part one, which some stuff happens at the end. Like it's still pretty much a movie. Like people have character arcs and it's satisfying. But then some stuff happens at the end and I looked over at the woman with whom I live. So I was like, it's already a little too long of a movie.
It's over 2 hours, right?
It's like 2:10.
Yeah.
2:15. And I could feel the tension a little bit of like, is this actually not over? Because they start revealing some more stuff that you're like, well, they're not going to resolve this.
Yeah.
But I knew that it's supposed to just be part one of a, like, you know, 2-part thing. But she did not. So I was like, oh, God. But then it ended and it was all fine. And she was like, thank God. She liked it too, but it was just, there's like 3 huge revelations at the end where you're like, if you didn't know that it was just going to be part one, I'm sure it was actually deeply dissatisfying.
This goes back to Fast and Furious, but in an opposite way. And the one before this one, where there is they have to steal a big car, a big truck. Mm-hmm. And then you think, okay, they've stolen the truck and the bad guy is in there and they're going to blow him up, whatever. And then they blow up the truck. And as they blow it up, out of the back of the truck, a tank explodes out of the truck and lands on the street and starts crushing cars. And that's coming after them. And there's a huge thing with this tank on a gigantic bridge. And Vin Diesel does something that I can only describe as impossible.
Yeah.
In the craziest, like he flies. I don't know how else to explain it.
In 6?
He flies in 6 and saves someone's life in a way that doesn't completely destroy both of their bodies. And then...
Is that when he catches her on the car?
He catches her in midair and then lands like directly into a car and lands on a car and it doesn't completely cave. Like they land on the windshield and it cracks. But it's like you just jumped across like...
The Spider-Verse.
You're jumping over...
The Spider-Verse.
The Spider-Verse. And then I go... that's what I'm saying on the opposite side of this. I was like, that was a crazy ending.
Yeah.
And then the bad guy gets away and there's another like 20 minutes where they're trying to take down his plane. And I was like, oh my God, they're fitting so much in here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's different ways to do this stuff. And I think Spider-Verse got it wrong, it sounds like.
No, I wouldn't say so. I just think it's similar to Fast and the Furious and I won't spoil anything. But it is similar.
Bald. I need to see the first one again.
Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
You're obsessed. Yeah, check it out. It's great, and this one is also great. There is, I don't know, at a certain point, maybe I'm just kind of jaded now, but it's like the Spider-Verse thing is fun, and like when it happens in the comics, it's fun because you're like, hey, look, it's a car, Spider-Man car, Peter parked car. And then in the movie, he shows up and you're like, no, it's fun. It is fun, but it's also like, at a certain point, you're like, well, we know that you can do it.
Yeah.
Like there's something like how in No Way Home, when the other Spider-Men show up, you're like, it's just cool that they did this.
Yeah.
They didn't have to. None of them should have, but they did. And that's just cool. But this is, they own all of the Spider-Man properties. So, and it's animation. You can do literally anything you want.
You can make up anything. It's the saturation of the multiverse market at this point is...
everyone else is doing it. They're doing it the best. Like, it is good. I don't want anyone to think that it's not, because it is. And I would suggest everyone go see it, because it is very good and unique. But there is something about it. At a certain point, I was like, I think I'm going to get tired of this. Especially if there's another, like, probably 2.5 hour movie coming out next year, supposedly.
That's
to wrap it all up.
I mean, it sounds like there's a good story.
There's a great story. That's the thing. Like, it's still, like, you care about all of the people, which is unprecedented, really. So it's still great, and I can't wait to see the next one. It's
when that becomes the story, it almost feels like too much fan service for me. Where it's like, or we can show a completely random Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's not really doing anything for me emotionally because, like you said, it's animated. Anyone can draw this. I know you're doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's why I think just the first one was so... And like with all Spider-Man stories, really, like, the more grounded, the more I connect with it. Like,
I like when it's just him.
Yeah.
In New York.
And like the first, and it happens all the time in the comics. He eventually goes into the Spider-Verse, or he has to fight galactic whatever, or demons and stuff. And that's fun. But then they always reset with a new writer and it's back to, we're going to get him back to being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And you're like, that's what I want. He's struggling with, and this goes for Miles Morales too. Like the current Miles Morales run that's going on, written by Cody Ziegler for podcast
shout outs
fans,
to people that listen to podcasts,
people that know producers and engineers of podcasts who also write for TV and comics.
Engineer Cody wrote I gotta get on this.
It's pretty good, but yeah, it's just always better when it's just...
I've heard of him.
When it's just Spidey, whoever the Spidey is, be it Gwen, be it Peter Porker, be it Miles Morales. It's just better when they're dealing with the human problems of, like, my girlfriend doesn't like me and I can't tell her that I am going to miss prom because I have to fight Magento, the pink hummus monster.
I was reading a Spider-Man End of the Spider-Verse series that's been coming out.
Dan Slott's.
Yeah, but I lost track of what was going on. And sometimes they don't. Like, I would think that if a comic book shop... Hear me now.
Okay.
Believe me later. I would think that if a comic book shop, you buy they go, okay, so we ordered 5 of them. 4 of them got bought. Yeah. We're at least going to order 4 of the next one.
They don't do that.
Why? Or who is going in there and being like, oh, Spider-Man, End of the Spider-Verse Part 3. I'll pick that one up. I didn't get the other 2, but I'll pick this one up. And then I show up 2 days later.
Right.
And I'm like, where'd the Spider-Verse?
Because they want you to order it. They want you to pre-order. I know. It happens to me all the time, buddy. Because at a certain point, I think I'm going to just stop. Buying completely, and I don't want to have to go in and be like, hey, look, take me off the list. I can't afford to do this anymore.
Some of them, when they're just like limited series, I'm like, you got to at least get...
Yeah.
They're like, no, we just didn't get whatever.
But now Dan Slott, who wrote the End of the Spider-Verse and wrote the initial Spider-Verse that came out like a decade ago or whatever, one of them, now he's just staying on Spider-Man. They're doing 2 Spider-Man books now. And I love him. I love him as a comic writer, especially a Spidey writer. So I thank you for continuing doing it, Dan. Thank you for continuing the Spider-Man title. And I look forward to everything that you're going to be doing. What else you reading?
Nothing. Alien.
Oh. Are you?
Yeah.
Is that good?
First issue's fine.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.